training to your frontline staff on how to communicate with vulnerable customers. Now, as I said, I'm going to be providing the importance of providing effective training to your frontline staff and how to communicate with vulnerable customers. Now, we've seen some suboptimal practice with certain firms where absolutely they'll be using a vulnerable customers log, the frontline staff will be recording that there are vulnerabilities there, but the wider business won't be leveraging that data. We've seen some great practice from firms where they're communicating with their frontline staff, they're communicating the importance of providing data on the vulnerabilities, the type of vulnerabilities and the challenges that they're experiencing within the customer journey. That information is then being leveraged by the wider business, particularly the product governance team, the product design team, to inform the customer journey, to inform the product development, to inform the product design, so that customer outcomes can be continually improved, not just for the target market generally, but specifically for vulnerable customers within the target market, looking at common vulnerabilities and key vulnerabilities that your target market experiences. Now, this is particularly relevant at the moment because of the FCA's communication last March, where they said that they're going to be actively looking into and understanding how firms respond to customers in vulnerable situations. The FCA have said that their key focus, the key areas of this is going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at it from an outcomes perspective. So, what are the outcomes that vulnerable customers receive? How do they compare to the outcomes for your other customers? And is there a parity between vulnerable customer outcomes and outcomes for the wider target market? So what we really need to do before that publication is released by the FCA at the end of the year is get ahead of the game and make sure that our frontline staff are fully informed. We can do that by making sure that they're producing effective management information and the wider business using that in the appropriate manner. And what we can do is look at this with a lens from a consumer duty perspective. So from a products and services point of view, what we want to be doing is identifying what sort of information do we want our frontline staff to identify, what do we want them to pull out, what are the key points, what are the key aspects, where in the customer journey are individuals having issues. We can then get our product design team to do a root cause analysis process to make sure that we're currently improving the product, we're currently improving the design process. From a customer support perspective, we want to make sure that we've got effective signposting, both internal and external. But the key here is understanding where in the customer journey that signposting is going to be. So where are the pain points in the customer journey? Where are the pain points with the product? And how do they affect different types of vulnerabilities? We can only get that information if our frontline staff are fully and effectively informed on how to identify, communicate vulnerabilities and why the product is affecting that vulnerability disproportionately to other individuals. From a customer understanding perspective, we really want to make sure that we can identify, our frontline staff can identify where there are confusions, why there are confusions, and why there's misunderstanding in certain aspects of the product, so that we can avoid vulnerable people not realizing the full benefit of the product. That brings me on to a fair price and value perspective. We need to make sure that vulnerable people are getting the same value from the product as the rest of our target market, and we can only do that if we're making sure that our frontline staff are providing effective information to the back office. So in short, what we need to do here is get ahead of the game, get ahead of the FCA's publication at the end of the year, and make sure that we're providing that effective training to our frontline staff, and that we've got enough information within the business to continually improve the product. If you want to discuss this further with me, please reach out to me via my email address, which is at the footer of this LinkedIn Live. Thanks.